Hey there, Mike Prill here from the Digital Transformation Project team. In this video, I want to talk about the hierarchy mode, or otherwise known as the org chart view of the contact records. So a little bit of background, this is actually in place right now for the user records, but very few people have the ability to edit those. And a lot of the fields are actually locked down by Office 365, and so they're not really editable anyway. So what we've done for this new release is that we've actually opened up and added fields to the contact records instead, because there's a lot more people that can edit those compared to anything else. So this is kind of what the org chart view looks like. So on the left hand side, you've got a pretty handy list of people that you can click into, and as you click around here, then it will basically adjust the view over on this other side. As you can see, it's only able to do about 4 across, but it will show you that there's more people, and you can go farther that direction if you want to be able to kind of zoom around. You can go pretty much an unlimited number of levels deep, but it's still only going to show you 4 across and 3 up and down. So it's not necessarily a replacement for your territory if you're used to something like Lucidchart or something like some kind of tool that's made for org charts. But what's cool about this is that it's very easy to edit, and it automatically handles the associations. And if you want to make changes, you simply just click into the record that you want to change, and you can hit this little open this record button here. It'll open that person's contact, and then if you scroll down, there's a new section called leader profile, and that's where all these fields live. So here we have my related user, we've got my region and functional role, my hire date, whether or not I'm an instructor, and this is an important one because this also helps affect the views later on. Like if you're picking an event instructor, this has to say yes for that kind of stuff to work. So these are all drop downs. So if I'm actually territory technology, this is just a date selector. This is a yes no. And the position is a random text field, so you can put in whatever you want, and that way each territory can kind of customize this for how they want it to show up. And then this is an important field. This is the basically the pointer to who I report to. And for this field, you want to stick with the functional role reporting. So what I mean by that is, Mike Prill, I happen to be territory technology, but I'm also on the IMT, and I'm also a contractor for TR National. And so I have a lot of people that I report to, but for this view, it makes sense to keep it for basically the volunteer leader side of the house. And then we will deal later on with how to link different connections. We're not quite ready for that one yet. So if I'm in the actual contact record, I can make whatever changes and hit save, and then these are going to change automatically. As you can see, it's refreshing in the background. But from the contact record, I can also go back to the hierarchy view by clicking this button here, and it basically reopens that org chart directly to that person. So that's where you get it from there. Here we can see that the changes are in there. I put in a few people. This is all test data, so these are not necessarily where these people are or what their email addresses are anymore, but I just wanted to be able to click around and show people what this looks like. The other thing that we've added specific to this hierarchy mode is another view inside of the contact entity. So your system views that you normally have, there's now a new one called volunteer leader profile information. And this is driven by whether or not someone has the volunteer leader checkbox selected, which is in the contact record right here. So if you're on that other view and you don't see the person, just go find them and hit this button, and that's where they show up. So from here, if you wanted to make changes and you have the correct permissions, then you can basically filter down to a specific territory, for example. And then if you're a master list editor or above, then you'll have an option to open in Excel online. And from here you can make whatever changes you want. So let's say this is actually no, and so this guy moved over to finance, and now they report to someone else, etc. So you can make whatever changes you want. You have to be careful in this column because this has to match up exactly with that other contact record. And then when you're done, you just hit save, and it's going to go in as an import. And then if you choose to, you can basically play with this in imports. Well, we'll just look at it. So here we can see I've made 10 changes, and we can hit refresh to see. Looks like 9 of them succeeded and 1 of them failed, which is fine. I probably just put somebody's name in wrong. So if we refresh this view, we should be able to see the changes that I just made. So that's it for this video. I guess one last thing is this is how you get back to that org chart view. So if I want to see the hierarchy of Josh Carlson, for example, then I can click that button again and it gets me right back to the hierarchy. So that's it for this video. Hit me up with any questions that you may have, and if you can think of any other fields that we need here in order to be able to quickly show who your various volunteer leaders are for your territory, just let me know. Thanks a lot.